Okay, we're just going to do some very simple editing of our photo in Word, just so that we can create a picture very similar to the Barbara Kruger style photos, where we've got a nice close-up photo. In our case, we're going to have something that involves emotion or has to do with our picture, our slogan that we've chosen, and then we're going to be using words on our picture. Now we could go into Inkscape or GIMP, but I think what we can do here is just use Word and we'll be just fine if we go into this. So I'm just going to show you a few things. I'm sure most of you know all this already, so but this will just be a quick reference. So the first thing I want to do is insert my picture into Word. So I'm just going to go into Insert, Picture, and find where you left your picture. So mine is on my desktop. There we go, perfect. And I'm going to make it as big as I can. Just give me the most room to play with here, okay? Oops, I'm just going to change my borders in Word so that my picture will stretch with me here. There we go. Okay, so here's my picture. I just want to make sure I've got it centered. And, oh, I've got to move I'm just going to move the side margin as well. So here's my picture. I've got it centered, and now what I want to do, because in the Barbara Kruger style, she would have had a border along her picture, okay? Okay, so I've got my picture here. Now what I want to do is I would like to put a border on mine. You can decide whether you want to do that. Some of Barbara Kruger's pictures had borders and some of them didn't. So we'll go in and I'll just show you how to insert a border. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to have to click on the picture, and then you'll see your picture tools bar will come up here, and you've got all these borders to choose from in here. I'm just going to choose let's see what I'll choose. That one, maybe I'll choose this border here. And that border is fine, but on Barbara Kruger's, often they were red, or they could have been black too, but I'm going to choose red. I like that. I like that style. I'm actually going to crop the bottom off of this picture here. And let's see if it'll just let me lift that up. There we go. Okay, so now I have my nice red border. Now I want to go putting my words on here onto my picture. And so the words I chose were respect me on this one. So I'm going to go in, insert text box, and I'm just going to put, you'll have to put each word in its own text box, okay? So don't put them all in one huge long line. That's not how it would have been done on Barbara Kruger's pictures. Each word will be its own text box, okay? So I'm going to use respect, and for her wording, she would have used, none of hers would have had the tails, right? So we're doing Sanskrit, that kind of thing for the wording. So don't choose anything with those tails on the end. I like Verdana, so I'm going to choose that one. Remember, this was just a very bold text without any of those wingdings or anything on the side. None of that, just Sanskrit here. So I'm going to bold that, and I'm going to change the sizing of it. Well, I mean, we can play around with the sizing of it all you want on here. I'm just showing you just a very basic way to do this. You'll go through this and do a few different trials in here. Okay, so you're over there. I want that to be in the center. I'm just going to make this lower. Now for hers, her background of her words could have been white, could have been black, could have been red. Just fiddle around with whichever one you want. In this case over here, I am going to make the background of this red. So as long as I'm clicked on it, going into your drawing tools, there's shape fill. That's what I want to be red. And I actually want the shape outline, I don't want it to have any color, otherwise it'll give it a black outline. I don't want that. And I want the words to be, sorry, I want the lettering to be white. So I'm going to click up here on the lettering and turn it white. Perfect. This is my very first word. Now, once I fiddle with this, I can see if I want it off to the side or do I want everything straight, but really these are just bold, bold words. I just want mine straight for now. So we're going to do, there's the first one, then I'm going to add in another text box, and I'm going to do the same thing. And for me and my text boxes, again, I'm going to change the font of this. Oops, that's going to be too small. Make sure your font is the same. I'm going to change, not 8, sorry, to 18 on mine. And we're doing Verdana, making my box big enough, centering the word. I want that in white. It's going to disappear on me here for a moment. I want the lettering to be white, and I want the background to be red. You can choose red or black, whatever you want there, as long as it matches with the Barbara Kruger theme in there, with having your words be your focus. And then I'll drag that where I want it. And right now I'm just doing just very basic. Somehow this lettering looks, oh, that's 26. I only put this one at 18. So I'll change that one to 26, and I can see that I also forgot to take the black background off of this. So I just want to show you the difference. This has the black background, and this one has no background. And in the Barbara Kruger style, there definitely wouldn't have been that black background. So I'm going to go in here, and that's the shape outline, and I'm going to say no outline. Okay, so we've got the two words respect me. I'm going to put one more word, and I'm going to put it down over here on the side, and I'm going to put in the word please. And let's see. And then I'm going to make that one, oh, maybe I'll just play around with this and put this one as a border all the way across. I'm going to change it to white. I like that my font would be white. And I'm going to change the font to match the rest of it, or at least the size anyway. And I want my background, in this case, not to be red, because I find red to be nice and bold, but I'm going to change this background to be black. So I'm going to switch it up a little bit. There we go. And we'll put that there. And I think this might be nice. I could leave it there, or I could center this, do whatever I want over there, and I'll fiddle around and see what looks good. I'm actually going to put it as a black bar all the way on the bottom, and then maybe I will put it off to the side, and I will send it over there. Okay, so this is what you're doing with your words. You're just fiddling with these in here. Maybe if I might think, oh, maybe I actually want a different outline. Maybe I don't want this bar down on the bottom. Play around with them. Don't just delete them. Create new pictures, and then in the end, come back to it and see. But so this please, I don't mind the please, but maybe I would like it to have, as in the Barbara Kruger one where she has your gaze hits the side of my face. I liked how she had a white background to some of these, so I am going to go in, and I am also going to insert, let's see, I'll just insert a shape. I'm going to insert a square. I'm going to make my square bigger than the please. Not the color I want, so we're going to shape fill it white. I want there to be no outline, but you can see that that has totally covered my word please. No problem. Let's send it to the back. And when I send it backwards, then all of a sudden the black is going to show up over top of the white, and then I'll just rearrange this to see how that fits best. I might need to see how I can put that in there. I might need to make my white just a little bit bigger. There we go. And there, make my white a little smaller. Oh, anyway, so you can fiddle around with that, and you can see how this all there. Maybe that looks better, a little bit more like Barbara Kruger's there. And there you go. So you've put a lot of thought into your picture, making sure you've got a picture that fits your words, that fits the emotions. Get a few pictures, try this out a few times, it doesn't take long, and put your words in there, different words, trying this out a few different ways. This is just one different layout with these three words. And when I originally started, I was only going to put the words respect me, but as I got going, I thought please seemed like it was very fitting as sort of an after effect, as we're always apologizing when we do things, respect me, please. And here's one where, you know, the words have been moved slightly off to the side, or where they've got the lines coming straight across. You're going to go in there and decide, do a few of these and decide which one works best and submit your best one. Now, what I do suggest when you submit this is not to submit it as a Word document, because sometimes the formatting gets lost in the transfer of this document, because these are all just floating objects on the page, and they sometimes tend to get lost behind the picture. So if you want to save this as a PDF, so just do File, Save As, and instead of saving it as a Word document, if you could save it as a PDF, and then whatever you want to call it, I'll call this Barbara Sample, and make sure you know where you're saving it. I'm going to save it to my desktop. It's going to save it as a PDF, And that's what I want you to send me, because then the PDF, now I can't go in and make any changes on here, and nor when you send me this file, it will stay in the exact format that you intended it to be sent in. Okay, so I hope that helps you out and helps you be able to use Word a little bit better in creating your Barbara Kruger style picture.